Good morning, St. Joseph Angels. It is April, and that means it's time for a new virtue. Our virtue this month is going to be the word justice. And we can see back here on our chart that justice means being fair and giving each person their due. What does that mean to give each person their due? It means to give them what is owed to them. So let's look at some ways that we can show this virtue in our lives. When we hear the words being fair, that probably makes us think, first of all, of like a game or a sport. So think about PE class and you're playing a tag game and someone tags you out. You would show the virtue of justice by sitting out because you got tagged, by following the rules. Or think about at your baseball games, your soccer games. If you that game has particular rules, you follow them, you listen to the referee, you do what they say. That would be showing the virtue of justice. Okay. Another way, though, would be to obey those in authority. That's giving the person their due, giving what's owed to them. You owe your teachers, your parents, people like a policeman, the person in charge of you like a babysitter. You owe them their due because they are an authority over you. So you would be showing them justice by doing what they say that you need to do. So obeying those in authority. This is just a partial list. There'd be all kinds of people that we're supposed to obey because they are an authority over us. To obey the law or the rules, right? So obey the law. If the speed limit is 20 miles per hour and your parents go 20 miles an hour, then they are using the virtue of justice because they are being fair. They're following the law, right? Or the rules. Maybe it's the rules in your classroom. If your rule is that you're supposed to be working quietly without talking, then you shouldn't be talking. If you're talking, then you are not being just. You're not giving your teacher the due that they're owed. So you would need to sit and work quietly like the rules say. Another way to show justice would be to respect what belongs to someone else, right? Their property. So a big thing would be like if you went out on the school playground and did something destructive to the playground equipment, that would be not being just. That would be not respecting someone else's property. But it also could be as simple as the person sitting next to you in the desk next to you, and you reach over and take their pencil or break their pencil or their crayon or whatever that might be. You're not respecting someone else's belongings. So to be just would be to respect what belongs to someone else. Giving someone what they need. So this is kind of on a big form of the word justice. We think about social justice by making sure that people have the food that they need. And we do that when we bring food for the food bank. That would be showing the virtue of justice. The clothing that they need. Maybe you donate your clothes to Save and Share when you're done with them, or you give them to a neighbor. That would be showing justice, social justice. Helping people have shelter that they need. Again, we do that when we provide meals or provide blankets for homeless shelters. And then just showing them respect, giving something what they need. They need to be respected. We respect life at all stages, right? From conception, right? Before babies are born until natural death. So unborn babies all the way to old people that are living in a nursing home. They all deserve respect. And we are just when we give them respect, right? Another way to show justice would be to pay our debts. Okay, so you owe somebody, you pay them back. That is very simple. Now, we're going to jump down here a little bit. It says some debts can never be repaid, right? You just can never, you owe them so much you could never repay it. For example, God, right? God created you. You could never repay that. How do you repay God, right? Your parents. First of all, they gave you life. Second of all, they raise you. They provide you food, clothing, shelter, all of those things. You could never repay them. And the country we live in, the United States of America, right, gives us the freedoms, the place to live. We are able to live our own free will here. So that, again, we would never be able to repay God, our parents' country. So how do we show them justice if we can't repay them? Well, we show them justice by showing them respect, by showing them loyalty, by showing them love. And that's the best way to repay when the debt is so big you could never actually give an amount back to them. So we're going to show God our respect, our loyalty, our love. We're going to show our parents our respect, our loyalty, and our love. And we're going to show the country we live in our respect, our loyalty, and our love. Justice does not mean that everyone gets the same, because everyone does not need the same thing. So something that is just is not necessarily the same. And you might see that in your classroom. Someone in your classroom might need one kind of help and someone else in your classroom doesn't need that help. So the teacher's not going to give you the same things. Some of you might have one spelling list to take. Someone else might have a different spelling list to take because your needs aren't the same. So your teacher is being just by making those spelling lists different so that you each get what you need. Right? That happens all the time in the classroom with all different kinds of classes, not just spelling. But it does not mean everyone gets the same thing. This month, we have 3 different saints, depending on what grade level that you're going to, depending on what grade level you're in, you're going to learn about 3 different saints. And they're all great ones. St. Catherine Drexel, you know a lot about because we talk about her when we do our Walking Sisters shoes. So you're going to learn about her a little bit more and how giving she was to the poor, that social justice piece of food, clothing, shelter, and respect. St. Thomas More, he's a great saint. You're going to learn about him and King Henry VIII, who St. Thomas was a great advisor for, but then King Henry wanted to do some things that were against God's laws, and St. Thomas More would not bow to the king and do that for him, and he ends up being martyred by King Henry VIII. So he did die a martyr for his faith, and he has a great quote that is something like, "He's a great servant of the king. However, he will always serve God first." So he would not change his religious beliefs just for the king. It's a great quote. And then St. Anthony, again, very giving of the poor. And again, that social justice piece, food, clothing, shelter. So you're going to read some about him. So great saints that we can model our lives after. Justice is an awesome virtue. It's big. It encompasses a lot of things, things that we can do right here every single day in our school, like following the rules, like respecting those people in authority, obeying laws, giving people what they need. We do this a lot in our efforts here. And so think about that word justice the next time that you are trying to be fair and giving someone what they need or what is owed to them. Okay, have a great day.